like to acknowledge Anzac Day. This morning, thousands of people in Perth and Peel stood at the end of their driveway at dawn to mark Anzac Day, while other West Australians commemorated the occasion in more traditional ways. I stood at my driveway here in Rockingham. This is now the second year in a row that I and many others West Australians have marked Anzac Day in this way. It reminds us that no matter what gets thrown at us, West Australians will always commemorate Anzac Day. We'll always pay our respects, we'll always have an enormous depth of gratitude to those who served. It demonstrates that no matter what happens, the Anzac spirit will live on. It's the values of the Anzac spirit that we'll need to draw on as we continue to face a serious and emerging situation here in WA. We'll need courage, respect and endurance as we continue to face the threat of the pandemic. Now on to the latest regarding COVID. First of all, I'd like to let everyone know that as of this morning, we have no new community cases. We've recorded one additional case in hotel quarantine, which is a returning resident who has travelled back from India. As you know, late yesterday afternoon, WA Health advised the public that one new COVID-19 case had been recorded in the community. That result came after my media conference yesterday and is obviously very concerning. The man in his 40s became unwell on Friday the 23rd of April and presented for a COVID-19 test. The man had previously attended one of the restaurant locations visited by the Victorian man and his friend. That restaurant was the Kitchen Inn in Cardinia. His positive COVID-19 result came back to WA Health authorities yesterday. The man is now known as Case 986. Case 986 has been working closely with the department's contact tracing team to determine public exposure sites. Case 986 is now in hotel quarantine. We thank him for his cooperation with health authorities and for doing the right thing and getting tested immediately. We wish him a speedy recovery. This new case, transmitted at a restaurant, has resulted in updated health advice for anyone who attended higher risk exposure locations. That is, any of the restaurants the man from Victoria visited, to get tested and complete the full 14-day self-quarantine period as a close contact, regardless of their test result. This is absolutely essential. So I repeat, if you've been to an exposure location that the WA Health authorities deem to be higher risk, you must immediately get tested and complete 14 days of self-quarantine, regardless of your result. The list of these high-risk locations and all potential exposure locations are on the wa.gov.au website. I encourage everyone to check this list against their recent movements. If you have attended any of the listed potential exposure locations, get tested immediately. Even if you have not visited one of the locations, if you have symptoms, get tested and self-quarantine until you get your result. I urge everyone who has been in the Perth metropolitan area and Peel region since April 17 to check the list of potential exposure sites on the wa.gov.au website. New potential exposure sites have been added to the wa.gov.au website overnight, including new locations in Joondalup, Alexander Heights, Wangara, Canning Vale, Cardinia, Bentley and Morley. Today, WA Health authorities will also add a Landsdale childcare centre to the list. This is Landsdale Early Learning and Enrichment Childcare. Case 986 visited this childcare centre on the 20th, 21st and the 22nd of April. The specific times will be detailed on the wa.gov.au website. WA Health authorities are liaising with families that have children at the childcare centre to organise special testing arrangements for both children and parents. More locations will likely be added as our team of contact tracers continue to identify potential exposure locations. The two latest locations include Caltex Woolworths petrol station at Galleria Morley on 21 April between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. and Woolworths Bentley Plaza on 20 April between 11:15 a.m. and 12:15 p.m. So I remind everyone to please stay alert and check the wa.gov.au website regularly for any new potential exposure locations. Do not be complacent. It's imperative you always follow the public health instructions. The lockdown and the health advice are in place to keep us all safe. I understand times are difficult, but I urge everyone to please be patient and look after each other. Reports so far are that, generally speaking, people are compliant and have been doing the right thing, wearing masks and following the stay-at-home directions. Our WA Police continue to operate 8 vehicle checkpoints, in addition to mobile patrols around Perth and Peel. Since the lockdown came into effect at midnight on Friday night, 8,384 vehicles were stopped at a checkpoint, with a majority having a valid reason or exemption for travel. As of this morning, a total of 287 vehicles did not have a valid reason to leave Perth and Peel and were turned around. We need to crush this virus and stop the spread. Anyone in Perth and Peel right now, or have been in Perth and Peel since April 17, you must stay at home unless you are out for one of the 4 reasons. And when you are out in public, you must wear your face mask. There are currently more than 25 testing locations in Perth and Peel, so attend the one closest to you. All sites and opening hours are listed on the Healthy WA website. So as I said earlier, we have no new local cases of COVID-19 at this point. Overnight, 11,859 tests were carried out across our COVID clinics and private pathology clinics. I'd like to thank everyone who is doing the right thing and going to get tested. This is an extremely good result, but we need to keep it up. We want to see this number increase again today, so please go and get tested. The more people we can get tested, the better. So if you're unwell or you've been to any of the potential exposure locations, please do get a test immediately. I'd like to provide an update on the number of close and casual contacts that have now been identified. The health contact tracers have been working around the clock, assisting the West Australian Police to identify contacts of confirmed cases. I'd like to thank each and every one of them on behalf of West Australians for working so hard to keep us all safe. It's important to note that the close and casual contact numbers will continue to fluctuate as the contact tracing team continues to work through the confirmed cases. WA health authorities have now identified a total of 359 close and casual contacts of the confirmed cases. So far, of the 303 close contacts, 72 have returned a negative result, and of the 56 casual contacts, 13 have returned a negative result. More contacts will likely be identified today, and they will be notified and directed to be tested. Right now, it's too early to predict what will happen come Tuesday. We need to see more testing completed. And most importantly, we need close contacts and casual contacts, that is anyone who has visited the exposure locations during the specific times, to be tested. So please keep doing the right thing. If we all work together, it gives us the best chance to come out of lockdown and safely get back to normal.